Hello there, Ethan here, and today I'm doing a different sort of video which I haven't done before. Um, I've been playing a lot of Ready or Not. If you've seen me play before, you've probably seen me play Ready or Not because I'd say it's probably the game that I've put up the most. But I just thought I'd go through some tips and tricks that help you when you first jump into the game. It's not going to be as detailed as other ones you could watch, I'm sure, where people go into full detail about everything, but I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks for if you just want to get straight into the game and just things that make it easier to play, essentially. So yeah, let's get into it. So like I just said, this isn't going to be going into every single detail. I'm sure there's hundreds of videos out there where people do, but this is just going to be quick and easy. It's the thing I'll use. So the first thing you want to do is free lean. This one right here. Um, you've got the normal lean to start with, where you can lean left or right, like is done in many other games. But with free lean, you can literally lean wherever you want. You get to choose where you lean, and you can also duck with it, which is a bit better. I'll show you the difference. So the normal lean, you lean left, you lean right. It's not that much of a difference. It's good for if you're just jumping in, I guess. But with the free lean, you can literally lean a lot more, and you can go up and down, which comes in very handy when you're being shot at by crackheads and so forth that are in the game. That's the first tip. The second tip is it's called low ready, which means you lower your gun essentially. There's no sprint in this game because it's a tactical shooter. You don't really need a sprint, but low ready means you lower your gun and you move a little bit faster. So I'll show you that as well. So this is a normal walk. As you can see, it's standard. Nothing fancy about it. It's a walk. What else are you going to say about it? But with the low ready, you drop your gun and you move a little bit faster there. So it's just another tip. I'm here for tips and I'm here for tricks. There's no tricks, it's just tips. That's the second one. So that's all the settings I'm going to go into. As I said, this is going to be quick fire. It's for if you've just bought the game, you want to see a little bit of what can help, and then you just want to jump straight into it. So the next thing we're going to go into is your loadout. So here on the loadout, I'm just going to run through everything. You've got your main gun there, your secondary there, your tactical there. Then this is the one you want to look out for. It's the different types of armor. So stab vest, it gives you 15 slots. Now those slots are what you can hold your ammunition, your grenades, and your tactical in. So the lighter the armor, the more slots you get. So you get 15 with the stab, 13 with the light, and 11 with the heavy. So heavy armor, you get the most armor from bullets, but you also can take in the least amount of equipment. So I tend to go light armor just to find a nice middle. But if I'm doing, I'll get into mods. But if I'm doing a mod where there's a zombie mod where everyone comes at you with knives, the stab vest is perfect for that because you can take in loads of ammo and it's stab proof. With the heavy armor is if you're doing one of the big game modes where you're going to be getting shot at a lot, you want to go in with heavy armor. The tacticals mirror gun is, I'd say, for me, by far the most useful tactical you can take in. You can look under most doors. I'm not going to say all doors because a lot of doors, not a lot of doors, few doors are blocks from the mirror. It's very useful, especially if there's booby trap doors. There's booby trap doors in the game, so you'll be able to see them. You can see where people are. Breaching shotgun, you can shoot open locked doors, but it's not great. It's just meh. Ballistic shield is good, but you have to be looking directly at the person shooting at you to stop it hitting you, because otherwise I'll just shoot around the side and you'll die. Battery ram does what it says on the tin. You can bash open doors, but it leaves you vulnerable when you bash open the door because you've got a battering ram in your hands. And then you've got the flashbang, the stinger, and the gas, which are just grenade launchers, which they're handy if you're going in as a team of four with your friends, and you can orchestrate what you're going to do beforehand. They can come in very handy. But if you're running it single player, or if you've only got two, maybe three of you playing, I wouldn't go with grenade launchers. I'm not going to go into primary and sidearm because that's pretty much just personal preference. You choose your gun, you customise your gun. Obviously, there's quite a large array of weapons that you can choose from, but I'm not going to tell you what to use because I think a lot of the fun in this game is figuring out and making your own loadout to what you want to make it. So I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, it's just they're there. You've also got the armor material where Kevlar, your movement isn't compromised as much, but it's essentially the weakest of the armors. Steel, again, it's like the light armor, it's the mid, so you get a little bit of movement and a little bit of armor, and then the ceramic is you get the most amount of armor, but you least amount of movement. Pretty much, you'll be a bit stiff in the ceramic, but I tend to use steel, but I've used the ceramic, and it's not that much of a difference. Don't tell anyone. Then we get into the munitions, which is you can just choose how many of what you take in. So this goes back into what armor you're wearing, so how many slots you've got available. You can choose to, you can get rid of all your side armor if you want and put it all into primary, or you can get rid of your grenades, put it into primary, get rid of all your primary if you want, put it into secondary, but that's what those are for. You can also choose what grenades you want, so there's flashbang, gas or stinger. I prefer stinger because I think they're the most useful. Flashbangs, I mean, it's probably just me being bad at the game, but I tend to flash myself because it's got quite a large range on it. So if you go into a flashbang, ideally you want the flash goggles. The gas, you want the gas mask. Stinger, you don't. You just stay out of the way of it essentially. So that's what I normally go for. Then you've got your tacticals. So the explosives are good. You can place them on a door, blows open the locked door, but it's also really good because if there's someone behind the door, it will stun them. I think it can kill them as well, I'm not sure, but it definitely does stun them, so you can kind of use it as a flashbang and a breaching device. Door wedges, very underused. I think people look at them and go, it stops a door open, I'm not going to use them. If you're running a team with your friends, door wedges, someone's got to have door wedges because it literally stops people coming out from behind you. You can lock doors so no one can creep up behind you, which is what you need, because many a time I've been shot in the ass while playing a game, and this game is very unforgiving and you die very fast. So as soon as someone starts shooting you in the back, you're pretty much done. So they come in very handy. Pepper spray, I'm just going to clarify here, by the way, this is all my personal opinion. You don't have to take this as fact. But anyway, pepper spray, I don't like it. It works for what it is. You spray them, they rub their eyes, but then sometimes they just stop rubbing their eyes and shoot you, so yeah. Lockpick gun does what it says on the tin. You literally lockpick doors with it. So any locked doors, rather than using the explosives or the shotgun to breach the doors, you can open it silently, which is very helpful. Then the headwear is literally night vision goggles is what I run most, obviously in the dark maps, which I normally pair with the night vision laser on the assault rifles because enemies can't see it, but you can through your goggles. It comes in very handy. Gas mask is for if you're using the gas, flash goggles if you're using the flash. Ballistic face mask just gives you a bit more armor for being shot in the face with the smaller guns. So that's just a very quick run through the loadout so you can see what you want to pick. It gives you an idea when you go into it of what you might want to change, what you might want to use. It's completely up to you, obviously. What I like about this game is you can just make your loadout to what you want it. If you want to go in loud and batter and ram doors and go in, I wouldn't recommend it because you get shot quite a lot, but you can. And if you want to go in stealthy with a mirror gun, lockpicks, you can do that as well. I will say this game I find a lot more fun with friends. I don't really like using the AI, although they are handy if you just want to send them in straight away and you stay back. But yeah, I do think it's better with friends, and when you've got friends on, you can all decide who's taking what, and it makes it a lot easier to know what you're doing on the maps when you get into it. So to load into a game, you just go to the map table here. There's lots of maps to choose from, and I've got some modded maps down here which I'll get into in a minute. Quickly, I'll touch on it. When you want to load into a game, you pick whichever map you want. Let's say Wonder Hills Hotel, and then you can pick the game mode that you want to do it on. So a lot of these, you have to finish the first one before you can open the next one. So this one you'd have to do Barricade of Suspects before you unlock Raid, before you unlock Active Shooter, and so on and so forth. But yeah, you just accept the mission, you stand on the carpet for a few seconds, and then you're in. So the next tip I'm going to give you is if you want to play fully on your own, which if I'm playing on my own I prefer to go in on my own, although it does arguably make it a lot harder because you automatically load in with 4 AI with you. So you can literally just tell them to stay here at the very start of the mission. So if you literally just point to the spawn point essentially, tell them to go there.
Roger, on the move.
They'll all, well, a couple of them will shift over there, but then they won't follow you anymore. So you can literally go in John Wick style, shoot as many people as you want, get as far as you can. As I said, I wouldn't recommend going in single player, especially not to start with. If you're just starting out and you're just starting your first game, probably take them with you. They can come in handy if you take things slow, and I mean, it is a tactical SWAT game, so if you are being tactical, they do come in very handy. But if you do just want to go in for a bit of fun, shoot some people, see how far you can get, show off your skills, then yeah, you can do that. There's nothing stopping you. The reason I say to tell them to wait there rather than just trying to kill them is because if you kill them...
You failed your objective. Collect what you can, report to TOC for debrief.
They don't like it very much. So yeah, just tell them to wait there and they'll stay there. If you're fast, you might be able to take them all out, but I wouldn't recommend trying to do it. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is just the mods. The mods are on the main menu now. You click that, it loads up into the mod menu. There's loads of mods here. You can also open Mod.io, which has a full list, and then you can search for them. I don't think all of them are on there, but a lot of them are. And the mods are great on this game. I've been using them recently. As I said, the zombie mod is really fun. I've got videos of it if you do want to watch it. So yeah, there's everything from there's different weapons, well, weapon skins. There's different voice lines. There's different music. There's a lot of different maps which come in handy because once you've played it for a little bit, you kind of get to know the maps, which is helpful in some senses because you know where to look and what to do. But eventually, it gets to a point where you've done them that many times, it gets a little bit boring. So to have modded maps just readily available for you is very good. And then of course you've got the different kind of game modes, which the only one I've played is the zombie one. I'm sure there's more out there, but the zombie one's the only one that really really took my fancy, and I have played it, and it is really fun. But there's so many maps on here, loads of different outfits you can get. As I said, there's a lot of funny ones as well if you want the John Wick soundtrack. There's a lot of maps from other games that have been created on here, like I think I just scrolled past one. So there's Shoot House from Call of Duty there. I think the container one, I think that might be Shipyard from Call of Duty as well. But yeah, but my tip is use the mods. They're there to be used because they are really fun, especially as I keep saying, if you're playing with your friends, it's just really fun. So get yourself on the mods, have a look around, see what tickles your fancy. You can get Boba Fett to say your voice lines for you. What more could you want? So yeah, those are my tips for Ready or Not. As I said, it's going to be a very short, quick guide. I'm not even going to call it a guide because it's just my personal opinion. But if you've just got the game, you're looking to get the game, those are the things I think you kind of need to know before you start playing, and the tips that I think are probably most helpful. There's loads of videos for tips and tricks of Ready or Not. You can watch those if you want. They go into depth of everything, of every setting, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to give you a nice little video. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, feel free to leave it a like. If you watch my other videos and you enjoy them, my Ready or Not videos or my other videos, feel free to subscribe. It's completely up to you. And as always, I'll see you later.